Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this nice looking Android box. This is called Essential E2. Buzztv brought this out. This is not a budget box, it's their entry level box. So here you go, how it was presented to me, and it comes with OS 9. It has 2 GB of RAM. Also it has 16 gig internal storage, has 10100 LAN, Wi-Fi, dual antenna. So here you go. I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family, and make sure you click the notification icon, select all, in order to get notified once we have a new video. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. So here you go. You can see the box is very nicely designed. It has that 4500 series look to it, and once we open the top, and you can see that it is packaged very well. You can take everything out one by one, and here are all the components that are part of this box. So it comes with this box, and it says cable on it. And once you open, you have your HDMI cable inside. It is about a meter long. It also comes with another box that says power supply on it. And when you open, the power supply is nicely designed to just sit inside properly. And it has a little section for the actual place, so it sits the wire inside of it. It is 5 volt, 2 amps. This part is a little bit bigger, but the power section is created for Canada and United States, and it will connect properly. And there is another box. Now this one is called remote control. So when you go to it and you open, you can see that the remote is nicely sitting. And the part that is open is where you're going to find your 2 AAA batteries, which is done by Energizer. And the remote is sitting inside of a nice plastic. And once you open the plastic itself and you take the remote out, you can see that it is designed really cool. And there are other remotes that we have from Buzztv, something like BT200, which came with their 4900, and that is very handy with us to compare it. Here are the remotes. Now this one is made for the 4900, and this one is for the E2. So it looks really good. The only difference is this one is an IR and this one is Bluetooth and IR. But going through it, you have all the buttons that you require for the actual remote. First thing first, you can see the IR sensor is right on the top. And then going around, there's nothing here. Going on the bottom, just a little cut for where the battery sits. And going around here, there's nothing. But once you go to the back part of it, you have these little legs because it has been designed a little curved. So when you put it on the ground, it doesn't wobble because of that little leg, which makes pretty sense. And then you have the part that you can pair your remote with your TV. Going on the bottom part of it, you have the little part that you can open and put 2 AAA batteries, which is included in the box right here, and they provide you with an Energizer battery. Going to the front part of it, you will see that you have a bunch of buttons. So yes, this is programmable for your TV, which is the power button and the source. And then you have the STB power button, which is you can turn on and off your box. And this part has been brushed aluminum. It looks really cool, so that way it doesn't leave any kind of fingerprint residue. I really like that little design that they have provided for us on this remote. This is going to be one of the favorite remotes that I ever played with, even with the 4000. This is the same type of design. It also comes with this user manual, and it is really basic the way that they have explained everything inside of it. And once you go inside of it, you have the connections with a page 1. It also talks about all the connections which we will cover in this video, and some troubleshooting steps that you ever require. Now going to the back part of it is the full functionality about the remote, and also going here is the light indicators, what it really means, and then the warranty. Now the box itself is sitting inside of a little plastic, so that way it doesn't get scratched up. But once you take it out, this is the box. It looks exactly like the older version, which is the E1. You can see that it is really identical to each other. Even when you put it on top of each other, The size is exactly the same. There's no difference to it, even the connections, and we will get to it in a few seconds to tell you exactly what were the differences. Now, the best part about this is when you look on E1, in the bottom, it indicates Essential E1, and also their logo and all the information is there. But how do you know this is E2? When you look in the bottom part, it says E2 now. So it's perfect that they have kept that. And when you go around it, so when you go from the front, you can see there's nothing there, but once you turn on, you will see a little blue light from this. And then when you go to one side of it, you have one TF card reader, you have one USB 3.0 connection, one USB 2.0 connection, and this is really good for OTG. Now going in the back part of it, you have a AV port, and then you have a 10100 LAN connection, you have a HDMI, you have an optical audio connection so you can connect it to your stereo system, and then you have the 5 volt 2 amp power connection. Now going on the other side of it, there's nothing there, but once you go to the top part, I really like that little design that they have placed, and this part is engraved. Yes, when you touch it, it goes down a little, so this way they have that hexagon really nicely set up with their logo in it. Now going to the bottom part, you can see that this is made out of metal and it's not plastic, and then these little legs are also designed on a hexagon exactly same as their logo. So this way it really brings some customization to this box. And then you have these holes for ventilation. Their name is really nicely written, and also all of these are been printed properly so it never rubs out. And then you have the little sticker for their warranty, so it has their MAC and also their serial number. This is how it really looks. And then when you're trying to compare it with the E1, now going around, for the E1, this was OS 7, this is OS 9. Going around, you can see the connections are exactly the same. Now this one was HDMI 2.0 and this is HDMI 2.1. You can see the connections are exactly the same. Now going on the sides of it, this one is 905W chipset and this is S905X3 chipset, and you will see the difference now. This one do support USB 3 and this one did not. So these are the little differences, and we will put that aside and let's get connected. So now to connect, grab your HDMI first, connect that, and then the power. As I was mentioning, you will see that little blue light. Now this is an Android box. It really requires for it to be connected as a Air Mouse remote to it, so that way you can play with your box a lot better. We have a video for the ARC 100 which will work perfectly with the E2. We will connect that to demonstrate in this video, but for a few places we will use the actual IR remote, so this way we can play with this even better. So once it turns on, this is the logo you should see on the screen. And this is the actual boot up screen. They kept their 3000 and also the E1 sequence, so they didn't do anything extra for the boot up screen part, which is perfect. And also there was no sound for that animation that was happening. And here you go. As soon as you go in, this is the launcher you have. Yes, they didn't do much changes, which is perfect. So this way, all of their boxes looks the same, almost. So here you go. Now, this is their main launcher. You can see that they have their logo on the top. Then on the right side, it shows up that if you're connected via Wi-Fi or LAN, in this case, I am connected via LAN connection, the Bluetooth is on, and also it shows time and date. Now I have to fix that part. Except that in the bottom, you have live TV, VOD, PVR, and EPG setup. Once we go through it one by one, we will explain and show you. And if you have live TV running, you have a picture-in-picture right over here. Except that right now we just turned it on, so it is not connected. And here you go, this is all apps. When you select it, all the apps that you install will be inside of it. And yes, we will go through this too and explain to you that this works or it doesn't. Same thing with this one. Alright, so once you go back out, there are some apps that we installed. They have App Store, which is using your Aptoy TV. Now, going back, you have all of these are very easily added to the front. So you just have to press this OK button and you can select one of these apps. As an example, I'm adding Google. Say yes, press back, and now it shows up. Now in order to delete it, you just have to hold OK on it a few seconds and you will get this little pop-up. You can even uninstall it if you need, or you can just remove shortcut. So this way it goes away from the main screen. And did you see that little animation? I really like that. Now you have settings, server settings, Wi-Fi, so this way you can connect your Wi-Fi or LAN, also updates, and Buzz utility. So let's go one by one through each one of them. Now benchmarking. So we went to GeekBench. Now under GeekBench, everything is set up properly. Now under GeekBench, we have some different little results. Something like for single core, we received 132. For multi-core, we received 446. And yes, it is running OS 9. We will get out of it. The next part is going to be AIDA 64. Now under AIDA 64, it has a lot of things in details. So number one, you can see it is AM Logic. Model number is E2. Brand is AM Logic. Going down, installed RAM is 2 gig. And this is how much available. Going down under storage, you can see that how much is available, how much is running. One thing that I didn't understand is this OS cannot read the Bluetooth. Bluetooth on this box is 5.0, but this app is reading it as 4+. I think there's either a version difference or the drivers are not correct. But I know by heart that when I checked inside of the box, the chip on this is 5. The next part is CPU. When you select it, you can see it is ARM Cortex-A55 and running on 1906 megahertz. It is an 64-bit ARM, but it is running on 32-bit. And you can see that it is 4 core, the ones that are running and the ones that are sleeping. So you can see that it does not go over 1,000, which is really good. So that way it's not going to heat up. Now, CPU utilization is right underneath and the governor is interactive, which is a really cool thing. Now going underneath of it, that it is supported on 32-bit ARM. That's why it says V7A. That is really good. Now going under display itself, so that means its native resolution is 1080p. It is running on 60 dpi. The GPU on this is Mali G31, which is a single core. You can see it right underneath of it. And going down, it is running OpenGL ES version 3.2, which means is a lot of games going to be compatible and you can play it easily with this box. Now going under network, right now we're connected via LAN. But if you want to connect it via Wi-Fi, the speeds are really nice on this because this is 5G network. But under Android, it is running Android Pie. The API level is 28, which is a really good number. And also the security level is not that far back, which is really good. Under terminal, this is where you're going to be able to see that how much of heat the actual CPU takes, which is called SOC. The second part is the DDR, which is the RAM. And also the battery, which is the part that brings you electricity inside of the box, is very low, which is really good. That means is it's not going to heat up that fast. Going on the codecs itself, you have to scroll up a little bit and you can see that this is running VP8, VP9, and MPEG-4. There you go, all of them, H.263. This is a lot of you guys are asking for VP8. There you go, VP9. And going up a little bit, I'm just trying to see if there was one more. And the drivers or the way that is installed is AM Logic. And if you look a little bit more, there's more AM Logic in Google. So that means is any type of file that you want to play, there you go, AV1 is there too. It will play it for you. And I've said about this, let's get out of this. The next thing we want to do is play some videos on YouTube. So here you go. Once you go to it, we will go into quality first. And yes, by default, the app that is installed will play your 4K video properly. And there's no stop to it. Once you go over here, you can see that this is running it properly. The native resolution is 1080p. By the way, there's 2 frame drops out of 548. So it's not that bad. And then going down, it is using VP09. You see that the codecs that is playing. So that way you get your pictures very vibrant on the screen. This is how it is possible. And yes, it plays it flawlessly. Then that are going through this to show exactly what type of internet speed they're getting. And there you go. So these are the results. So you can see the first one that we have done is the LAN connection. Remember that this box have 10100 LAN connection. So we received 94 megabit for download and our upload is 30 megabit, but we exceeded it to go over 30, which is 32.6. For the second time that we have tested, we received 95.4, which went up a little bit. Uploading, it exceeded. So if you want to click on it just to check, you can see that the arc was really nicely done on this matter. Now going for the actual 5G network, we received 148 for our download and 32.5 for our upload. Now when we did it one more time, we received 143. So it went down a very, very little bit, and our upload was still exceeding. So if we want to click on it, you can see the arc was really nice. It was almost 200 megabits, but it went down. But when you see it for the second time, again, it arced and it stayed really steady, which is really good. And then when we did it for the 2G network and we tried to get some access, it was very, very low. Remember, a lot of things are changing around the world and people do not believe us on these things, but you can do your research for 2.4 network. And yes, there are some very, very detailed information coming out, and this is what you will be getting. You can see that the 2.4 gets a really rough numbers going up to the 18, and the second time that we tried, we received 15. So this is the numbers that we received when we were playing with it. So this is what we have got using these boxes, especially in this case it is E2. Now playing game with this box is another thing. Yes, it has 2 GB of RAM, and also it comes with 16 gig internal storage, and with the LAN connection, or you want to go through Wi-Fi, believe me, playing game on this is going to be a breeze. You can see that's really smooth. There will be some pauses in certain place if you are just installing the game, as I'm doing right now, and you see the little choppiness. But once it's fully downloaded and you play the game, it's smooth. Except that I hope you guys like our video. All the links will be available where you can order this box from, or if you want to get their ARC remote, all the links are available in the bottom. Except that I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment in the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places, and thank you.